Welcome back to Ask the Trade Pros, the show where a couple of trade guys talk about trade stuff. We're here to answer all your questions about your HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and other home systems so you can keep your home running smoothly. I'm Todd.
And I'm Jordan.
Today we have a listener question from Bill. He writes, I heard you're not supposed to use certain drain cleaners because they could damage your plumbing, but how do I know which ones are safe and which ones are not?
Thanks for the question, Bill. There's a good chance we don't know which one to use. There's a lot of mixed information about drain cleaners, both the chemical ones you can get at the store and the more natural alternatives. So today we're going to talk about what is actually safe and effective to pour down your drains.
Well, let's get into it, Jordan. So it used to be that everyone would put Drano, and that was the most popular one. And then all the stuff came about that Drano's not good for certain types of pipes, only use this product. So there is a lot of products out there. A lot of people obviously say their products are better and the best. But I think you need to start with knowing what type of pipes do you have in your home. Do you have plastic piping, ABS or PVC? Do you have cast iron piping? Do you have clay piping, etc.? I would use that information and then determine what type of product to use. The most safe and effective way to go would be an enzyme-based product or bacteria. So that's going to be safe for any and all types of piping.
Explain to people a little bit what we've been using enzymatic cleaners and pipes for years, and a lot of customers weren't used to it. Now, septic users always understood what we were talking about. But Todd, explain to people a little bit about what an enzymatic cleaner is. It's kind of a probiotic or prebiotic for your pipes.
Yeah, so what it does is it breaks down organic matter like grease, hair, and food residues.
Through bacteria.
It's non-corrosive, safe for pipes, PVC, copper, metal, septic systems. Obviously, it's the green alternative to other products. There's the most popular products for that is going to be BioClean. I know we've talked about that in many other episodes. Green Gobbler also makes one, and Earthworm is another popular product.
Kind of like composting for your pipes, huh?
Well, that's what comes out of the pipes. What goes into the pipes is compost.
So, yeah, the bacteria eats away, digests essentially the natural materials that are in your pipes. Now, one thing I always like to tell people is you have to remember that a enzymatic cleaner won't destroy non-organic material. It's only good for digesting organic material, which is most of what we put in a pipe, whether it comes from us, food waste, kitchen sinks, bathrooms, toilets. That most of it's organic, but there are those times that people throw non-organic items down the drain, and the enzymatic cleaners don't usually destroy those, whereas some of the harsh, dangerous acidic cleaners might.
Yeah, and another thing to remember is it's not instant either. So
don't this come up all the time? It's not instant repair. I pour it down and the drain is clear.
Yeah, so it takes time. If it's an enzyme or eating something, it's going to take time. So always read the instructions for the recommendations. But I want to say that you should leave it in there for 6 to 8 hours. It works best with warm water, not hot water or cold water, but warm water. It probably activates faster.
It's bacteria. It's giving it a nice lukewarm bath to grow in. Just like if you're growing a petri dish, you wouldn't want too hot or too cold. You want Goldilocks right in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things with the enzymatic cleaners. People do need to understand that they're not instant. Because the bacteria has to grow. So a lot of them they're very useful to constantly treat your pipes with. So it's not only when you have the clog, you want to do it on a regular basis to help eliminate problems. And you pour them in there. I know the ones I use, you actually leave it overnight. You pour it in there, you let it sit without rinsing water down the drain. Give the bacteria a chance to grow and kind of make a colony in there. Then it's more effective and more active when it does that.
Yeah. Other options are what most people probably have in their home already is baking soda and vinegar. That's a good alternative. And what that does is obviously everyone's probably when they were kids has done or seen the science project where you dump the baking soda on vinegar or the Coca-Cola and baking soda and watch it foam up. So essentially that's what it's going to do in your pipes, which will dislodge minor clogs.
Lifts and removes, essentially. Grabs onto the dirt or the ground.
And then you have that lovely smell as well.
Baking soda's not so bad, but vinegar's awful. You put that down there. I remember, I guess these are better. It's a better alternative. I remember the first drain cleaner I ever used, back when you used chemical drain cleaners. It had no smell, but it was a white bottle wrapped in a plastic bag with a big skull and crossbones over it. And that's all it said.
Oh, that was the good stuff. That's what you dump down the drain, and
It literally bubbled up and
smoke
it
starts
did.
coming out of the drain, and
It did. It started bubbling and creaking and making noises.
created a mustard gas or some sort of gas that you're choking and had to run out of the house.
Yeah.
But it dissolved that clog.
It cleared anything. I mean, it literally anything. It probably didn't even clear the pipe. It probably ate a hole in the pipe and the water went around.
That's why it drained, right? You open up the bottom of the sink and you're flooded down there. There's just a hole in the side of the pipe.
Yeah, the whole foundation of the house was gone. It was great. But so vinegar smells, less than that, less than the chemicals there. But it's still, yes, a lot of people don't like the vinegar smell. So you can use baking soda in that case. It's going to be a little bit milder.
Yeah, for bathroom sinks, everyone brushes their teeth in the bathroom sink. So there's different products and uses. So the baking soda and vinegar will get, it's good for minor issues to dislodge something versus the enzyme's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to eat the organic material. You could also use citric acid products, which will eat soap scum and get rid of that.
That's a big thing on laundry lines. They clog up a lot. They a lot of buildup related to the soap scum buildup that comes out of your washing machine.
Well, we talked about what is good for the pipes or what can help. So let's get into some of the products that we're not supposed to use.
And why?
Yeah, Drano being one, liquid plumber, those types of products.
All the chemical ones. In my experience, a lot of people, they've made the drain worse by putting those in. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, those products tend to be highly corrosive. They could damage your pipes. Most importantly, if you have a septic system, they're definitely not advised for septic systems. And if you get it on your skin, they could burn you. And top it off, nobody likes the smell of it either.
Yeah, they smell pretty bad. I found them that sometimes they seem to just make you clog the drain more. They don't fully clear the drain. They just kind of partially get you open, and then it gets worse in the future.
Then the next day, you have a major backup.
Yeah.
So we talked about Drano, liquid plumber. What other ones, Jordan, are myths?
Well, we're plumbers. They're all myths. You should just snake the drain.
Oh, we'll get to that at the end.
Bleach is one of the big ones. I see people pour bleach down stuff. Doesn't really affect the clog at all, and it can mix with other chemicals and cause kind of a toxic reaction.
So I guess we've talked about what's good for the drain. So I think during our discussion, we've already determined that enzymes or bacteria is the best solution for any drain without being harmful to your plumbing system. So I guess most importantly, you need to know what type of clog it is. Is it hair? Is it grease? Is it your kitchen sink? Obviously, that's probably going to be grease. So there's different options for whatever the problem is.
Need to know if it's recurring also. So we've had some customers, chemical drain cleaners we've talked about are helpful, but if you're pouring it, if you're doing an enzymatic, you're doing a regular treatment. This is like your maintenance on your house. You're pouring it down there, leaving it. But if you're getting clogs on a regular basis, a chemical drain cleaner might not be always the best option because something is happening.
Yeah, I would recommend always, if you don't know what type of pipes you have or any other information, I would just contact a plumber and have them come out, do an inspection, have them run a snake or a camera down the drain and give an inspection, what type of pipes you have, what's the issue with your pipes. Who knows, you may have roots down there and none of those products are going to take care of that root problem.
Yeah, an enzymatic cleaner or even a Drano or any of the numerous acidic products you throw down there doesn't remove roots at all.
No, so you need to know what the problem is, most importantly.
All we can suggest to you, Bill, is just don't go dumping everything down the drain. It's not going to make it any better. There's a couple of products that help a little bit, but most of the time, if you have any concerns or questions, you're going to want to call your professional out to take a look. They can camera the drain or look at it and make sure it's something you can address. And they could even give you tips for future on whether an enzymatic cleaner is safe for your pipes and what to use in the future.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Trade Pros. We release new episodes every other Tuesday, so be sure to subscribe and follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you have a question you would like us to answer on the show, please leave us a voicemail or an email, and we may feature your question in an upcoming episode. That information is in the show notes. This podcast is sponsored by the good folks at Done Right Services. As always, thank you for your support.